everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040, bringing to you another edition of the Wrestling Discussion Series. And today I wanted to discuss and share my thoughts with all of you about what took place on the September 23rd, 2024 edition of Raw, involving Jey Uso winning the Intercontinental Championship, and what this actually means for Jey Uso going forward, and why this victory is so important for historic reasons. So, as we know, Jey Uso was drafted to Raw merely to be kept away from his brother, Jimmy Uso, and to pretty much give Jey Uso the opportunity to begin a singles run, because most of his career has been spent as being part of a tag team with his brother. He hasn't really been given much of a singles push. I mean, he's had some singles matches, but most of his existence in WWE has been part of a tag team. And of course, later he was a big part of the bloodline with his family. And when he was drafted to Raw, I thought, okay, let's see what he can do on his own. And I really thought that he was just going to be another guy on Raw, merely an afterthought. I mean, he did declare himself as main event Jey Uso, but I hadn't really seen much of him in the main event. He was a big part of the War Games match back at Survivor Series 2023. And of course, he's been a part of a few big tag matches, but other than that, he hasn't really showcased what he could really do. So I was really concerned about where Jey Uso's place was going to be in WWE. And it just seemed like the only time he was relevant when he was mixing it up with the Bloodline members. So it looks like after many months of whether or not Jey Uso was going to get his big break, he finally did. He defeated Bron Breakker on Raw, and the match was okay for what it was, but the pop was absolutely insane. Jey Uso has been red hot for the last few months with his whole yeet thing, which I think is hilarious. Jey Uso is a very good wrestler, very popular, very likable as well. He's the whole package, and I'm really pleased to see he's finally got his first singles title in WWE, and it's well deserved. It's really nice to see a likable guy who's very talented, who the fans like, finally get his break. And I have been begging for Jey Uso to get his big break because I wasn't really sure if he was going to get it or not, but he finally did. The fans were happy. I'm really happy. And Jey Uso winning the Intercontinental title is very important for historic reasons, because he now becomes the fifth member of his family to have hold the gold. And the other four people who have previously held the gold are The Rock, Rikishi, Umaga, and Roman Reigns. So that's some pretty elite company that Jey Uso sits with in terms of his family tree. So I'm sure all of his family members are super proud of Jey Uso joining that class of great intercontinental champions, and to be in the company of The Rock and Rikishi. Jey Uso is definitely on the right path. So now that Jey Uso is the Intercontinental Champion and has won his first singles title, where does he go from here? Now, obviously, there is going to be a rematch with Bron Breakker at some point. Maybe it will probably take place at Bad Blood, but I definitely would like to see him hold the Intercontinental title, at least up until WrestleMania. I think that would be really cool. But we'll see, really. But it looks like WWE have pretty much put the ball in Jey Uso's hands and say, we're running with you, kid. Let's see what you can do. So, well deserved, super proud, and it's very rare. I mean, it's been a long time since I can remember that a title changed hands on Raw. Usually, these sort of big moments happen at the pay-per-view. But I suppose it's nice to change things up a bit. You can't always have big historic moments at the pay-per-view. So I'm glad we got this on Raw, and it's a step in the right direction. Jey Uso deserves it. So let's see where this goes. So that's going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. How do you guys feel about Jey Uso winning the Intercontinental title? Are you pleased about it? Is it well deserved? Where do you think Jey Uso will go from here now that he is holding his first singles title? How long do you think he'll hold the Intercontinental title? Who do you think his next opponent will be now that he is the new champion? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below. And I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Wrestling Discussion Series. So until then, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.